For your entire life, the ultimate symbol of a healthy diet has been a massive bowl of raw greens. Eat your vegetables was the golden rule, and for decades it worked perfectly. But once you cross into your 60s, your biology goes through a profound invisible shift. The same raw foods that kept you thriving at 30 can suddenly start working against you. Under the surface, your gut lining thins out, your kidneys filter blood slower, and thyroid function drops. While those systems slow, something else accelerates: inflow. Measuring this chronic low-grade inflammation simmers all day, quietly damaging your tissues and joints. This means the big raw salads you're forcing down to stay healthy. He might be the exact things causing your current bloating, fatigue, and stiff joints. Your aging digestive system simply cannot process them the way it used to. The answer isn't too clear. Vegetables from your fridge, it's changing how you prepare them. Today we're looking at 3 specific vegetables you need to handle with extreme caution. 1 and 3 you must eat every week to support the biological systems that need it most. When you understand how your digestion actually works at this stage of life, you stop guessing. You start using specific foods as targeted medicine for your body. The first vegetable to rethink is raw spinach. People pack it into their morning smoothies because it's loaded with iron and vitamins, but for anyone over 60, raw spinach carries a specific risk. It contains some of the highest concentrations of naturally occurring compounds called oxalates. When you are younger, your kidneys flush these out without an issue. Older kidneys process the much less affair. Shortly, when unprocessed oxalates hit your digestive tract and kidneys, they lock directly onto the calcium and your system. Those bound molecules harden into calcium oxalate crystals. If they gather in large numbers, they form kidney stones, an intensely painful medical condition. These crystals don't just stay in your kidneys, they can also accumulate in your joints, actively aggravating arthritis and driving up systemic inflammation. The fix is incredibly simple. He breaks this chemical process down. A quick steam or light saute forces a massive portion of those oxalates to leach right out. The spinach leaves, taking 5 minutes to cook. Your spinach strips away the risk to your kidneys and joints, leaving you with safe nutrient absorption. Next up, or the raw cruciferous vegetables. Kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts have well-earned reputation for containing powerful anti-cancer properties, but eating large balls of them puts immense strain on an older digestive system. Their incredibly harsh fiber forces a slower gut to work overtime, resulting in severe bloating and gas. More importantly, they contain a group of compounds called quiet regions inside. Right relies on iodine to produce regulating hormones. Goitrogens act as a physical blockade, stopping your thyroid from pulling in iodine. This extra suppression drives unexplained weight gain, chronic fatigue, and brain fog in older adults. Roasting or steaming your broccoli and Brussels sprouts solves both issues. The heat deactivates the goitrogenate compounds and softens that harsh fiber so your stomach can actually digest it. You keep the extraordinary anti-cancer benefits, but you remove the metabolic sabotage. The third category is raw tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. The nightshade family. This is a conditional risk specifically affecting people managing inflammatory joint conditions. Nightshades naturally produce alkaloids, particular early one called salinan, to defend themselves against insects. In a sensitive older digestive system, these alkaloids trigger an inflammatory immune response. Eating raw nightshades directly increases arthritis, joint pain, and swelling. On top of the joint pain, the raw acidity of tomatoes severely aggravates acid reflux, especially as a soft your muscles weaken over time. When you slow cook tomatoes into a sauce or a soup, you neutralize the alkaloids and drop the acidity. At the same time, the heat massively increases the availability of lycopene, a potent antioxidant. Instead of triggering your arthritis and heartburn with a raw tomato salad, a cooked tomato sauce gives you a joint-safe, highly effective cardiovascular protect. And we are now shifting focus toward the proactive strategy. These next 3 vegetable those act as medical interventions targeting the specific biological vulnerabilities that come with age. The first is garlic, but to get the medical benefit you have to prepare it correctly. When you crush a clove, you must let it sit for 10 minutes. This triggers an enzymatic reaction that creates a powerful compound called allicin. Allicin reliably drives down high blood pressure, sometimes at levels comparable to prescription medications. Simultaneously, it acts as a dense prebiotic, feeding and restoring the declining beneficial bacteria in your gut. Cooked bok choy and dark leafy greens provide the essential defense against osteoporosis and the acceleration of bone density loss. Their high concentration of vitamin K2 acts as a traffic cop inside your bloodstream, grabbing calcium and routing it precisely into your bones. Without this, circulating calcium drifts into your cardiovascular stem and calcified inside your arteries, creating severe hurt risks. Finally, to combat cognitive decline and memory loss, the premier vegetable is the beet. Your body converts beet's dietary nitrates into nitric oxide. This forces stiff blood vessels to dilate, pushing oxygen-rich blood directly into your brains. Antelopes, garlic, bok choy, and beets actively to reinforce the specific biological systems that age tries to break down, completely redesigning the way you eat. Feels exhausting. The good news is you don't need a perfect diet to see real results, you just need a few targeted adjustments. Your grocery list over 60 has to match your specific physical vulnerabilities. If your joints are constantly aching with arthritis, completely remove raw nightshades for a month. If you have a history of kidney stones or a sluggish thyroid, make raw spinach and rock hale non-negotiable. To avoid, start small this week. Swap out one roll lunchtime salad for a tray of roasted Brussels for routes and add 2 cloves of crushed rested garlic to your dinners. Your biology reacts rapidly to the right fuel. Shifts in your blood pressure, a reduction and bloating, and improved energy can begin in a matter of days by respecting your biology, applying heat to your greens, and consistently introduce